again, this goes back to
it's just people overreacting. Obviously, at first he
called
says
it.
that Cade he ain't it.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the second half he looked a little bit better. But I mean, I don't disagree with his first tweet.
I don't either. But it's a knee jerk reaction where our emotion, we're human, our emotions get the best of us, because at the end of the day, like, I know he's a pretty big like Twitter guy.
Yeah, for Clemson.
But we're human, like, we react very emotionally when it comes to sports. I especially do with South Carolina football.
Yeah.
Clearly, this person does for Clemson football. But it's still early. It's still early in the season. Like, you can't now. If it's like Game 9 and Cade's still playing like that, then yeah, maybe not. I don't think he's the saving grace they said he was.
No, he's not. He's not the Deshaun, and he's not the Trevor Lawrence. But nobody is.
Yeah,
like,
and
they got extremely lucky that they had two quarterbacks. That they got one to start with.
Yeah.
But that they had two of them back to back.
Yeah.
They got extremely lucky, and they got so spoiled by that that Clemson fans just cannot grasp that every quarterback that Dabo brings in isn't some,
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's not the next Michael Jordan, as he called, Deshaun at the time.
And it's not fair to the kids, because it's like it's unreal. I wouldn't say unrealistic expectations. Like, yeah, you want to be confident in the players you're bringing in, but if you sit there and say, oh, he's got to be just exactly like Deshaun or Trevor Lawrence, or heck, even Taj Boyd. But it puts a lot of pressure on. And at the end of the day, they're still kids. I mean, he's what, 19, 20? The only person that
they haven't put that pressure on was Kelly Bryant, and he actually did.
He did exactly what DJ did.
Yeah,
he didn't lose them a game, but he's not going to go out. He wasn't going to go out and win you a game.
Right.
Whereas, like, if your defense is struggling and you're just in like an offensive shootout, that Kelly Bryant and DJ's not like that. And at what we've seen so far from Cade, dating back to last season, excluding the ACC championship game, he's not that. But he's still only a sophomore, and he's got a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
Or next man up. I mean, it's
on. It's not on the coaching staff and stuff. They're not the ones coming out and saying these things most of the time. It's normally the fans clamoring about how many 5 stars they got.
Just like what we're doing with Lenore Sellers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to be confident or excited about what you have.
Lenore's came out and he looked great, but we could throw him out there against Georgia and he could fall flat on his face. I mean,
the touchdown pass he threw to the Russell guy, well, he wasn't even supposed to throw it that way.
Yeah.
It was apparently supposed to go to the other side of the field. Right. That was like his 3rd or 4th option. And it's good to get excited. Again, we're all humans. We're emotional when it comes to sports.
It's that time of the year where everybody makes these knee-jerk reactions. I mean, it is, because you haven't seen these teams play for months at a time, and then you only see them now for 2 games, and they're not looking like what you expected.
And Clemson fans are used to and accustomed to, being a top 5 team for the majority of the season. They're used to going to.
They're spoiled.
They're used to going to ACC championship games. They're used to going to the college football playoff, and they haven't looked like that in the past couple seasons. And I think,
and then they lash out.
They're not used to what we're used to.
Right, exactly.
We're used to mediocrity.
We're used to this. When we lose, it doesn't hurt as bad.
We're used to being let down majority of the time when it comes to our football team.
But at the end of the day, I wish that I was kind of spoiled like they were. I would have loved to have gone through that and then be reacting like they are now.
Isn't it bad that we're like, just don't get blown out next week?
Exactly.
Just don't get blown out next weekend.